Please listen to me. Stop freaking out about the real estate market. It's okay if you don't want to invest or buy a house now, but all of the craziness about like how real estate's going to come to a halt, we're going into another recession, downturn, it's not, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Long-term real estate investors and anxious home buyers are still going to buy. So to me, when I see all the stuff, and honestly, I don't even look at the news for this reason. It's one way or the other. It's not really going to help me that much. It's only going to take me off of my information train. And I like to stay on that train because that's where I get the most done. So as a real estate investor for more than 30 years, and as someone who runs a big team, Streamline Properties on Market, brokered by eXp Realty, I just want to let you know, stop freaking out. There's nothing that you personally can do to control the cycle of the market. So all you can do is go out each week and decide, do I still want to be looking at homes? Do I still want to buy a home? Because the interesting thing that I'm seeing, at least for the feedback from some of my 45 agents, is that there's a lot of people who say like, oh, I'm just going to wait. But then they're right back at it the next week. And the reason why is if you're looking to buy a house now because you're renting, you're paying extreme high prices for rent. Maybe your rent's going to go up. Are rates up for mortgages? Yep. But you'll be getting equity. I'm not saying do one or the other. It might be wise to wait, rent a year, and make sure you know where you want to go. But also, there's other things at play. If you're in a house that's too small because your family's growing, you kind of have to move. So you have to figure out what you're going to do. And if you don't understand the possibilities, I have a video here about how buying now could create a double windfall. I'm not encouraging you to just throw down all your money and overpay for a house and take the highest rate. That's what silly people say. That's not it. I'm just trying to explain that you can't control what you can't control. So if you're interested in real estate as an investor or a home buyer, or now you want to sell and you're worried like, hey, the market's not as good, you're correct. It's not as good as it was for the past 2 years, but it was literal insanity for the last 2 years. So we just have to deal with what's before us today. And in the next month, if you're listing a home, you just have to ride it out. If I were a seller right now, I'd price a little bit lower than I probably would have thought I would have priced maybe a couple months ago, but I'm still not going to devalue my property. Great properties are still selling. There's plenty of people still buying, and the people who are still buying understand that they're buying an asset. That asset can appreciate over time, which helps take the edge off the high rates. And guess what? Just like in that video, in a couple of years or 18 months, if the rates come down, you're able to refinance and get some money back when you do that, and you have the appreciation. But it's a control thing. I think a lot of us go through this phase, well, I'm just not going to do anything right now because of market volatility. But okay, don't buy anything, but keep researching where you want to live. Keep going to open houses if you don't want to work with an agent, or keep working with your agent to see properties. On our team, we're not forcing you to buy a house. If we know you're going to buy a house in the future and you're motivated, we're happy to show you houses as they come. You just can't get into this mindset of doom and gloom. Like, sure, inflation's crazy right now. I understand that. But when I go into a mode where I think like, I'm probably not going to buy, a lot of times that's when I find a good deal because everybody else is thinking the same thing. So if everybody else is getting scared, wouldn't it benefit you to be the one person who's not scared, who keeps doing their research? Because if you do that, you're going to be the one that finds the good deal. And I mean, sure, good could be in quotation marks for how it's going lately. But look, there's going to be weeks where too many houses are going to come on the market all at once. Buyers are going to be down, and there's going to be nice houses that don't get the love that the sellers thought. It's going to create opportunity. So this is just a reminder, stop freaking out about the real estate market. There's nothing you personally can do about it. So don't read all the news, just be educated on it. That's not the news. Talk to your real estate agent, talk to your investor friends, and always be watching the market. Make sure you know what's selling and for how much. And we are starting to see prices go down. That's great if you're buying. I know rates are up, but if prices are going down, that's going to be better than during the last 2 years. Again, I'm Jonathan Green. I have an off-market property acquisition company called Streamline Properties. I've been investing for 30 years. I hope you find these tips helpful. Just relax. You can't change it. Just do your education while you can. Nobody's going to force you to buy. See ya.